studio. Today we're working on these cute little Halloween frames, and these are a fun little simple project to get you in the Halloween spirit. We're going to start out with a real simple craft frame that you can pick up at the craft store. We also did pick up a few of these because a lot of you people tell us that you see the video but you can't find them. So we do have a few of these in stock, so get them while we've got them. And we're going to start by picking out some different craft papers. And I went to the craft store and I just picked out some real fun craft papers. You've got some animal print, which is really cute, as well as some glitter paper, some polka dot stripes, whatever you want to work with your project. All of those are available at your craft store. Look for them in the scrapbooking section. So the first thing is we're going to open up the back of our frame and we're going to take out our little piece. And this is going to tell you, lay this down on your paper and cut your paper to that size. You can use your scissors or you can use your paper cutter and cut that square about the same size, and you want to make sure that it fits nicely in the back of that frame. And while you're with the frame, go ahead and remove this plastic part because we're going to be doing a part that's bigger than that. Usually it'll pull right out, but if you can't get it to pull out, use your hobby knife and just cut along that edge and that'll come right out. And I'm going to try my scissors on this last part because I didn't bring my hobby knife over. I thought I had that out pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out just a little bit further. So you wanted to completely remove that part. So that none of that plastic is showing at all from the front. And usually it'll just come all the way out. We're almost there. Alright. And like I said, you could use your hobby knife and just get in there. So we're going to be working with this little area. Now, on the one little picture, I kind of just left a fuzzy background, but on the other one, I cut it down, and I think it was a 1/2 inch on the two sides to get it kind of that area. And on one of them I did that, but I didn't realize how much the frame was going to take up. So you want to leave enough room that you really see the orange still very good, because on my orange and green one I didn't leave enough space. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my purple one on to my orange one. You can use tacky glue, you can use whatever method you use with your scrapbooking, anything like that is fine. I'm just going to lay that right in there. Alright, and we'll go ahead and get our frame here and make sure this covers up nice and neat. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the back of my frame. And set that right in there. And close that back up. So we have our little piece there. We want to make sure that it's even, because it can kind of move around on you on that back part. So I've got to move that down. If you wanted to put the middle piece in last, glue that in last once you've already glued that on, then you wouldn't have to adjust it like I'm doing. So we're going to just go ahead. We've got that guy there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make my frame look kind of old. And there's a couple of things you can do that. You can do it by dry brushing with a multi-surface paint. And I picked this up at Walmart. And dry brushing means not adding water to your paint. You want it just kind of a hit and miss. I'm going to be using pewter color, which is an acrylic leather dye by Angelus. And I'm just going to put it on here and there. On my other little ones, you can kind of see where I had the fancy designs. It just kind of hit the top of those, And like I said, we're just trying to antique it up a little bit. And you can take your paper towel and rub this off if you want to, and just leave some behind, or whatever you feel this needs. But we're just going to kind of rough it up. All right. Now, the best thing is to let that dry. If you have a heat gun, you can go ahead and hit it with that heat gun as well to get that drying. And I'm going to stop and let mine dry just a second. Now that our paint has dried, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of bling on it. And I'm using the adhesive trim, and we do have it on our website called Bling on a Roll at miriamjoy.com. And just on the inside, to give it that extra little sparkle, I think it really adds a lot to it. I'm going to be using what we refer to as the diamond colored. And I just took my scissors and I cut it right down the middle in half. And so just enough to go around the inside of the rim. So I'm going to remove the paper, but make sure that I didn't remove the glue side, that stays on the roll. And we're just going to start in a corner. Put this corner at the bottom, not that it matters, but just so if it shows a little bit that you don't see it. And I'm going to put it on the inside of the frame. And if you had a frame that was different and it could go around differently, then go ahead and do that. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second here. And don't be afraid to use your scissors or pencils to push around the corners just a little bit. But this adhesive trim we've used quite a bit, and I really like it. I'm trying to keep it stocked a little bit. Now, when you come up to the one that will be the last one, cut it with your scissors, and then tuck that into that corner. And I want to just show you how much that really adds to from the side. I think that just really makes it stand out, gives it that extra little sparkle, the bling bling to it. So now we're going to decide what we're going to put in our frame. And there's all kinds of fun things out there. There is the little Halloween decorations in your scrapbook section. All you'd have to do is just peel this off and set it in your frame, and you'd be done, just like that. If it fits, just make sure it fits. So there's that method that you could use. You could do a bunch of those. This guy right here, we'll get a nice close-up on of him, is a rhinestone, and then I just glued a ring spider. I cut the ring part off that you get 50 and a thing for the at the dollar store with some E6000. And on this frame, I did the outside with our little adhesive bling, and I put these little skeleton guys on, and these I really love this year. And these are from Tim Holtz. And they come several in a package. Get your 40% coupon. Find them in Michael's in the scrapbooking section. So those were a lot of fun to put on. And I put these guys on also with the E6000. This little guy is kind of what I'm going to go ahead and do today. But you can find these usually in necklaces at the dollar store or different places. I haven't seen them yet there, but I found them on a bracelet over at Michael's in their Halloween section, and I just took it apart and worked with it. So on this guy, I'm actually going to add a little bit of moss behind him this time, not just the skeleton part. Just gonna make him kind of mossy, so I'm gonna heat him up with my glue gun right in the middle, just a little bit there. And the moss just gives it kind of that overgrown, nobody's tending it feeling, and it's not going to take a lot at all. So just put a little bit in there. In fact, you don't want a lot because you want to see your paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my little guy here, skeleton guy. Now what I noticed is they kind of have a goober on top of their head for some reason. So I take my clippers, and I just clip that right off. And we're going to put his crossbones on. Pop those on right there. Just set those so that we can put his little head right on top. See how fun and simple that was? He does have the little hole right there. Make sure that you put it with the side up so that you can stand him up, that you've got your side for your frame standing up. He's got the little hole in his head, and I put a bat on top of that one, but I'm not going to on this one. But see how simple and easy that was. You also could spell words out like scary or boo or candy. Just do one letter in each frame and have a few frames going on for the mantle or something fun like that. Come on over, check out my next video I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use a frame and we're going to put it into a candle stand. So check that out. Visit us at miriamjoy.com where you can find the video link and just come over and enjoy more of our fun videos for Halloween. Thank you. God bless.